hurry if you're going to make that stage. And Adam, don't cripple over the price. We need those water wagons bad.
I'll do the best I can. Have them back here in a couple of days. Have a good trip.
Our grandpappy had the power, friends. You give it to my paw, and my paw give it to me. Ah, it's a potent power, I tell you. It's a power to knock old Satan knuckles loose from that sky and bring the velvet touch of water to this here parched land. Gentle drops to make your fields green again. Blessed moisture to fill those wells and wrench this evil dust and heat from the air. Now, folks, I'm going to rest tonight. As soon as your neighbors up the street get finished making arrangements for me, I'm going to go to work. I'd take a last good look at that blazing chariot up there. Tomorrow night, you're going to all be blood and shouting thanks to Tulsi Weems.
Oh, Ben, you're just the man we want.
I am? For what?
Oh, you'll know soon enough and be just as glad as the rest of us. Come on.
There's another 5. We don't need much more.
Here he is, boys. Now we can swing it. Ben's got as big a stake in this as the rest of us. He'll kick in.
Well, sounds like money talk to me, Abe. Like maybe you fellas want me to buy something, huh?
Water, Ben. Water. Since the drought, our town's become church mouse poor, Ben, and we all dug deep. Providence led this man to our town, Ben. And he ain't trying to gouge us either. Just $30 from you, and we'll have the 200 he's asking.
And he's ready to go to work right now and end this drought.
Now, hold on there. You boys thinking of hiring that rainmaker out there, the one I saw his wagon a minute ago?
You should have been here to hear him talk. That man's got the power, I tell you.
Well, offhand, I'd say that this long dry spell we've been having has addled your thinking. But do you remember that spellbinder that was out here last winter? That medicine man, the one with the big voice and all those fancy bottles? You fellas thought he had the power, too, and you bought every bottle he'd sell you. Oh, Fred, did it cure your arthritis? What about you, Abe? Did it fix up your gout? You fellas want to waste money you can't afford. That's your business, but count me out.
Yeah, that horse needs water, and these horse troughs are all dried up. Tell you what, go on down to the livery stable. I'll give you a bucket for a nickel. Tell them we'll pay him as soon as that committee gets here with my money. We got her made, Juby.
Sure, Pa. You can do anything.
Don't fret, child. Old Pa's finally got himself a job of work. We're going to have money so I can get you some nourishing broth. Real bed with cool sheets down to the hotel. Maybe even a little doll to help you get better. We're going to set old Satan back on his heels. That's what we're going to do.
You know that thermometer says 98?
Yeah, it's hot. Oh, I got 4 more bags in there. Give me a hand, will you?
Ben, you wouldn't want to kill off the town sheriff, would you? Now, I got to conserve whatever strength I got to keep law and order in town.
Oh, Roy, that's just about the weakest excuse I've ever heard.
Well, it's coming from a weak man. Ben, if it don't rain soon, I feel like I'm going to shrivel up to nothing.
That's funny. That isn't the way I heard it over at the saloon. The way they told it to me, you were tucking away so much beer that you could keep a brewery in business. Tell you what, you help me tote these and I'll buy you a beer.
Are you trying to bribe the law? But I am a weak man. I said it, so shall we make it 2 beers? Huh?
2 beers. You be careful you don't melt away, Roy, working so hard.
Look yonder. Here comes that rainmaker. He looks mad enough to bite his bike in half.
Fellow down the street pointed you out to me. He said that you was Ben Cartwright. You owning up to that?
Yeah, I'm Ben Cartwright.
Well, I just wanted to gaze a spell on the kind of a man that would snatch the food from a sick little girl and cheat a man out of an honest day's job.
Now, hold on there. What are you talking about? What little girl?
My little girl, my little Mary Beth. They're racked with fever she is down there, needing care. Her poor mother trying to tend to her in a stifling furnace of a wagon.
Oh, I'm sorry about that.
You're sorry, them empty words, mister. You're just mean, plain, miserable mean. You got spite and venom in your heart.
Now you look here.
Name is Weems. I'm from Tennessee, mister, the Big Smokies. And I think poorly on a man. I tell him right straight out to his face, not like you. Telling those men I'm some kind of a quack and a cheat and a figure.
Now you look here. We've had just
a
about...
minute, Ronald. I said those words, yeah. But I didn't mean them in any personal sense. I was just trying to explain the way I...
Oh, you explained fine, just fine, mister. They was all set to hire me till you come sticking in with your mealy-mouthed, penny-pinching gabble.
Now, look, Weems, or whatever your name is, I don't believe in rainmakers. I don't believe there's a man in the world can dredge water out of a sky that doesn't want to give it. If I thought there was, I'd bet my last dollar on him.
You're wrong, mister. You're dead wrong. Now I can make them heavens open up. I can make the thunder and the lightning. I can flood this land with life-giving rain. I got the power, mister. You better believe that.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Weems. I just don't believe. But I'm also sorry that you have a sick child and you can't take care of your family. We'll have some rain a couple of days, and if we do, then there'll be plenty of work for everybody. Honest work. Maybe this will tide you over till then.
Hill people, mister. Hill people don't take the insult of charity from no man.
Mister, we don't allow no gunplay in this town.
I wasn't really gonna shoot. Old devil got a hold of me for sure. I wasn't gonna shoot.
You're gonna come down to that jail and cool off now. Come on.
Roy, what's the point? Man has a family to take care of.
His family's going to be a sight better off with him in jail. He ain't got a dime. You heard him say so yourself. And in this case, the town will pay for good food and a place for them to sleep until I decide to let him out of jail.
Well, they're mountain folks, too, Ma and the kids. They don't take charity either here.
Now, we'll see about that. Come on. Oh, Ben, I'm in luck. I was afraid maybe you snuck out of town before you bought my beer.
Oh, no, I was going to drop by your office.
You were?
Yeah, you forgot something.
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't loaded.
I didn't think it was.
You know, Roy, I always thought you were a kind of a soft-hearted old coot.
Well, what have I done now?
You didn't lock up Weems.
Well, I sure did. He's locked up right now, and that's where he's going to stay until he gets some sense into his head.
What about his family?
I sent Clem out to see that they was put up at the hotel, and the town is going to have to foot the bill.
Roy, you Might have Doc Crane look in on the little girl. You know, Weems said she was kind of sick.
Ben, I already sent for the doc. Now, if you got any more sage advice for this poor old stupid sheriff, I'm listening.
Well, as a matter of fact, I have.
Oh, you have?
Get yourself a beer and cool off.
That's just what I intended to do. 2 of them, in fact.
Cal, a couple of beers for a good friend, the sheriff here, and put them on my account. Oh, and Cal, 2 beers.
2.
Oh, Clem.
Not bad.
Roy tell you I was buying. You better put another beer on my account for Clem here.
Roy,
Yeah.
something happened out there and you ain't gonna like it.
Now, it's too hot for riddles. What is it?
I tried to do what you told me, but they just up and left. That Weems kid, Juby, nice as pie, I talked to him. All of a sudden, the little varmint kicked at me. He spit at me. Called me a whole bunch of names. They jumped in the wagon and they was gone.
Well, don't come running to me. Get on your horse and go after him. There's a sick child in that wagon.
But I did. I couldn't have been more than 5 minutes behind him, and you know. You know that wagon ought to have been a cinch to follow out there in that dust. It was as if the earth swallowed him up. There wasn't nary a trace.
Have a beer.
Thanks, Roy.
Just hold it a minute, old man. Old Hoss is gonna help you. Here you go. Enjoy it while you can. There may not be none tomorrow night.
That tub were any bigger, I might climb in there with him.
Hi, Paul. Couldn't sleep either, huh?
The way that thing's croaking, there's no use trying.
How long's it gonna last, Paul? How long?
You aren't asking, Hoss. You're just hoping like the rest of us.
Like when I was a young'un, I used to ask about that red wagon for Christmas. I wasn't asking. I was hoping. Check that south water hole today, Paul. Dry as a powder house.
I ran into Mr. Olmsted this afternoon. He thanked me for those 3 barrels of water you toted over to his place this morning.
Figured as long as it ain't gonna rain, we might as well all go together. Ain't no use in going one at a time. Besides, homesteads have got them 5 little young'uns.
Well, when Adam gets back with those water wagons, we'll be able to get some water out of the lake and make it easier for everybody. Might as well get up to bed. It's no warmer there than it is here. And if you don't cut out that croaking, I might just pull the plug on you.
Listen, Paul.
Listen, I have to stuff my ears with cotton not to hear that green friend of yours.
No, not the frog. Listen. You hear that? That's what I'm hearing. Hear it?
Sounds like it's come from the barn. You're Juby Weems. Sheriff sent you to the hotel. What are you doing here?
Sheriff sent us no place. Hill folk don't take handouts.
This is my barn. Isn't that a handout?
Ain't no such thing. You owes us something, mister. I figure you owes us a place to stay until Pa can get us.
Now, wait a minute, little fellow.
Hoss, I'm not going to argue as to what I owe you, son. But the barn is no place for your sister and your mother. And we got plenty of room in the house with soft beds and good food.
No, that'd be charity.
Now, son, your sister needs a doctor.
I won't have no flatland doctor pawing over Mary Beth with his dirty fingers.
And you get. You stick your nose in here again and I'll blow it off. You hear?
Paul, that poor little gal in there needs some decent care and a decent bed. Not in that stifling barn on a pile of lumpy hay. That kid in there, he's crazy. You don't know what he's doing. I can jump him easy, Paul, and get that little gal out of there and give her the
Leave
kind of
him
care.
be. I'm going to the town to get Doc Crane.
But, Paul,
Don't argue. And stay away from that barn. Hoss, the little girl in there. I saw it back east. It's typhoid fever.
Who is it?
It's Ben Cartwright. I've got to see Dr. Crane. I'm sorry to have disturbed you at this time of night, Mrs. Crane.
My husband isn't here, Ben. He left this morning for Perrysville. There was a mine accident.
Oh, no.
Well, I'm sorry, but he was needed. It's not one of your boys.
Oh, no. It's a little girl. I think she's got typhoid fever.
Typhoid?
Well, I'm sorry to disturb you. Thank you. Good night.
Okay, Joe, let her go. No, sweetheart. You quit all this tossing and turning. You let old Hoss do the worrying for both of us, will you?
Ma'am, there's no purpose serving you sitting out here. I'll fix you a cup of coffee. How about you, boys? Something to eat, maybe? Say, bacon, eggs, toast, and coffee.
I ain't hungry here. And even if I was starving, I'm hill people. And we don't take handouts.
Of course, that all depends on how you look at it. I think there's a big difference between a handout and a helping hand. One may be charity, but the other one's friendship.
Friend, that big hulk you call into the barn and steals my sister.
Come on now, boy. You make it sound like the worst bunch of low-living varmints that ever crawled. Look, you've got to admit your sister's a lot better off upstairs in that bed than she was sleeping out in the barn on a stack of hay.
Ma was taking care of her fine.
Was your ma getting her fever down like Hoss is?
I hates the thought of that big ox up there. Him and his big clumsy hands, prodding it up, pulling over...
Big maybe, but not clumsy. Sure, I've seen him bend a horseshoe with those hands. But I've also seen him pick up a hummingbird just as gentle as a feather.
I got half a mind to go up there and take my sister away from him.
Why don't you just rest easy for a while? If anybody can pull your sister through, it's that big ox who's up there right now.
Little lamb. Everything's gonna be fine, you hear? You're already a heap better than you were. When you get to where you can really hear me, I might even say you did hear something.
Morning, Ben. Say, you're an early bird. Gonna be another hot one.
Listen, Roy. I gotta talk to your prisoner. I want you to hear what I have to say.
Well, all right, Ben. Come on. Wing? Wing. Cartwright here wants to talk to you.
I said it yesterday, mister. You got a glib tongue. You know the words that can cut up a man's life. What words you gonna slice me with today?
I came here to tell you something about your little girl.
You got something to tell me, you spit it out.
Well, last night I found out that Mary Beth is... Well, she's sicker than even you think. There's no use beating about the bush. She has typhoid fever.
Typhoid fever? Ben, this is really bad news.
Yeah.
Typhoid, what's that? What's this typhoid? Mary Beth's gonna be all right, ain't she?
Typhoid is a very serious disease, even in a strong man, to say nothing of a little girl like yours.
You gotta let me out of here, Sheriff. Mary Beth needs me.
Now, easy now. See, she's at the Ponderosa. I'm afraid you won't be able to see her, though.
You're talking nonsense. If she's there, I'm going to see her.
Well, you don't understand. See, my son has... Roy, you have no choice.
All right, Wayne. Get your belongings. Ben, let me get this straight. You're telling me that your boy Hoss locked himself up in his room with that little girl and he ain't about to come out until she makes a turn for the better?
Yeah, he sort of beat me to it. Somebody had to do something to help Mary Beth, and well, Hoss just up and did it.
Well, does he know that she's got the typhoid?
That's why he's got the door locked. Won't let anyone in.
Well, ain't he scared?
Well, sure he's scared. So am I.
You mean this Hoss, this boy of yours, might catch typhoid fever from my little girl?
He might. Doctors don't rightly know how it spreads.
And he's still bent on sticking with her? Trying to save her?
Yeah.
It's the devil's work, that's what it is. It took away the water, and he's brought the hot blast of vengeance to this blighted land. See, that's what that fever is. Fever that's twisting and torturing her. It's the curse of Satan. Cartwright, I'm gonna teach that devil a lesson. I'm gonna choke off the hot, flaming breath. And I'm gonna do it with clean, pure water.
Mr. Weems, that ain't gonna help your little daughter none.
Now, when I bring rain, cool rain, it's gonna put Lucifer on the run. It'll kill the fiery touch, the flaming inside her. What'd be the nearest hill with a fair to middling bulge in it?
Well, I'd say that Connell's Hill, wouldn't you? About 3 miles south of here?
Yeah, that'd be about right.
I'll get my wagon.
Roy, why don't you take Tulsa right onto Canals Hill, and I'll fetch his wagon for him.
Yeah, that's better. I can get working faster.
Yeah. Listen, keep him away from my house, will you? There's nothing he can do there anyway, and just might mean more trouble.
Who knows, though? He might be able to bring rain. He thinks he can.
Well, yeah, he might be. This way, at least. He'll be out of the way, and he'll be doing something, and might make him feel as if he's helping.
All right, Ben.
Listen here. Little one, you're gonna be all right, you hear? You just listen to old Hoss.
Now, look, boy, if you don't eat, you're going to collapse from hunger. And you're not going to be able to keep an eye on us low-life Cartwrights. Look, it's not charity. You're going to work after you eat. So you don't think us Cartwrights are going to give anything away, do you?
Maybe you're pulling something. And maybe you ain't. But you made a deal, and I'm calling you. You set that there grub on the ground and back off.
Mm-hmm. Oh, good.
Glad to give you a hand.
Oh, I gotta do it. Mary Beth, how is she?
Yeah, well, she's doing as well as can be expected.
Where's Juby? Didn't come to watch his paw?
Juby wouldn't budge. He's just sitting by my house, hanging on that squirrel gun, and says he'll shoot a horse at Mary Beth. Well, if anything happens.
When Juby done an evil thing, it'd have jumped him, took away his gun.
Boy's trying real hard to be a man. If I was to jump him and take that gun away from him, it'd make him feel like he was still a child. He won't do no harm.
You know, I was wrong about you, mister. You got a heart. You got a feeling for things.
Well,
I'm gonna prove you was wrong about me.
Juby!
Oh, easy, son.
Sneaking varmint, I had a...
For what? I was just bringing you some lemonade.
Mary Beth. Dear God.
Hey, Joe. Joe, send me up another bucket. Mary Beth's feeling real bad.
Right.
You better understand this, mister. My little sister dies. So does he.
Sweetie, everything's gonna be all right. You wait and see. It's gonna be just fine. Listen to the horse now. You hear? You know what that is? That's thunder. You know what thunder means? It means it's gonna rain. Maybe the rain will cool the temperature down. some of the fever out of that poor little old body of yours.
Knock you out of that sky, Satan. I'm gonna boot you out and send you back down below where you belong.
Wait, I just hear thunder?
That ain't thunder, that's cannon fire.
Cannon what?
He's a-doing it, Ma. Pa's up there in the hills kicking the devil out of the sky, whomping up a rainstorm. Look at there. Pa's really shaking up that sky.
Well, I admit it makes a lot of noise and it looks right pretty, but you don't think all that commotion's really gonna bring rain, do you?
What you know about it, mister? Them rockets is made a secret way.
Oh.
Hey, Joe?
Yeah?
Send me up some dry sheets.
never saw anything like it.
He really thinks he can make it rain.
Well, Ben, after watching him work and all, ain't it ever occurred to you that just maybe he could be wrong?
Oh, Roy. Nothing's going to convince me that a lot of colored powder and rockets and explosions are going to bring rain.
Oh, now, there could be something to it. Certainly you heard that it always seems to be raining during a big battle. Well, I had an uncle who was in a lot of big ones during the War of 1812, and he recollected how he was just always a-fighting in the mud and downpours every time the big cannons let loose.
More powder.
Not a cloud in the sky.
No, but Ben, give him a chance.
He's running out of supplies. He's ready to collapse.
That'll do it. Fire the cannon. Need more rockets to blast Satan, to burn him. Didn't have the power when I needed it most, Mr. Cartwright. From Mary Beth.
You tried. All a man can do is try.
I failed. There ain't a speck of a cloud. Oh, Lucifer's laughing and grinning at me for sure. I done fought him. I lost.
Easy now, Williams. Easy. You put yourself through the ringer. Come down to the wagon and rest a spell.
No, I gotta get back to my family. Didn't have no word on Mary Beth?
No, no word.
Well, that's something. Reckon they'd have sent somebody if...
Of course they would.
Ben, I better be heading back to town. Mr. Weems, I sure hope your little daughter gets better, and about going back to jail, well...
Well, go on, Williams. Ponderosa's just over the next hill. You can pick up your cannon and things in the morning.
I'll leave him here. Satan owns him. Won him fair and square.
She's quit whimpering, Juby.
I don't hear nothing, Ma. Nothing at all.
The horse has just got to rest and easy, that's all. He's got to quiet it down.
Furnace of Satan has cursed this land. This fever flame's got a hold of my Mary Beth. I tried to beat him off. I was too puny.
Now, look, Tulsa. We're in the middle of a drought. But it's going to rain again. It's nature's way, Tulsa. It's not the hand of the devil.
It's the devil's work, I tell you.
You must need this devil of yours real bad, Tulsa. Real bad. What is he? Someone you blame for your troubles and failures? Is he your easy way out for you?
There you go, using words against me.
Words are a potent power, my friend, if you know how to use them properly.
Well, if the devil can't hear the roar of cannon, he sure can't hear your jabbering.
I aim my voice in a different direction. An ear which can hear the softest whisper, if it's spoken sincerely.
I don't ask nobody to fight my battles. I do my own fighting toe to toe, tooth and nail.
You got pride. Yes, sir. Real fierce mountain pride. Why, even to help Mary Beth, you wouldn't ask for help.
I gotta go back to what I said yesterday. You are just plain mean and spiteful. You want to see me on my knees like some whip puppet groveling and begging? It'd make you laugh, wouldn't it, to see a mountain man praying?
Yeah. Yeah, I guess it would make me laugh. Loud and long. Why, I can't imagine anything funnier than to see a real fierce, proud mountain man praying to the Lord to help save his sick child.
Lord, have I been too proud? Have I forgotten you can help me? That you can save my little girl?
Mama, we'd best go up to that room to Mary Beth.
Are you an angel? Guess maybe you're not an angel. Angels ain't got whiskers. I like to sleep now.
She's okay, Ma. Them were good breakfast victuals, Mr. Cartwright.
Well, thank you.
But like I said, hill folk don't hunker to charity, so I'll get to paying for them.
Oh, come on now, son. You're a guest in this house.
Now, just a minute. Hold on, Pa. He and I made a deal. All right, now the barn needs a good cleaning. You'll find the tools right inside the door.
I'll clean her slicker than a whistle.
Joe, I could have sworn that today was your day to clean that.
Hoss, you know what? I believe you're right.
Yeah, well, since you talked yourself out of that little chore, you can help me with mine.
No, that'd be charity, Hoss. Us flatland folk don't go for charity.
Well, how's Mary Beth feeling this morning?
Sleeping right now, but she ate her porridge fine.
She even asked for more.
Well.
Hey, everybody, it's raining outside. Raining!
You don't believe in rainmakers, Mr. Cartwright. It's a mite late, but you'll have to admit I finally came through.
Oh, I believe in a rainmaker, Tulsa. The rainmaker you talked to last night. The one you prayed to help Mary Beth.
Be a hot one today, Cooch. Look, I'm just trying to help you, mister.
You helped. Now just take it easy, friend. I lost my horse. And now I'm buying your horse.
He's not for sale, mister.
Well, you'd better change your mind. I'm paying you a good price for him. Your life.
That looks about right, doesn't it?
It looks fine to me, Paul. I just wonder if little Joe's don't like it.
Oh, why shouldn't he?
Well, he probably figures he's getting a little bit too old for surprise birthday parties.
Oh, come on now. Man's never too old to have some friends over to help him celebrate an occasion.
Well, the beef's all dressed and ready for the spit. Musicians will be here before sundown.
Good. Yeah, I think he'll be pleased. No. No. No!
Thank you for coming. Ah, Ben, it was a great party. You know, I haven't had so much fun since old Judge Parter married for the 4th time.
It was nice having you, Clem.
Good night, Ben. And you stop worrying, Ben.
Worrying? About what? I'm not worried.
Ben, I've known you for a long time. Little Joe, he'll make it home fine. And it was a real fine party.
Thank you.
Let's
Thank
go.
you for coming. You going somewhere?
Ain't we all?
I'm going to bed.
Paul.
I'm going to bed, and I suggest you do the same.
Paul, he's in trouble.
Wasn't that a fool thing to say? His horse could have thrown a shoe. Anything could have made him late.
Sure.
Could have stopped off in a saloon to have a drink.
Not tonight. Not with $2,000 in his saddlebags.
Now, Joseph is old enough to take care of himself. I'm not going to go out searching for him just because he's a couple of hours late. He's not a child. Besides, what if he was tired and decided to just bed down for the night in a hotel? We'd look kind of foolish going out looking for him, wouldn't we?
Mm-hmm. We'd all feel a lot better, though, wouldn't we?
I am not worried. I'll get changed.
Deserted. There was nothing.
You rest for a while.
I don't understand. There was nothing. There was nothing when I came here.
Please, Mr. Cartwright.
You know me?
You had some papers in your pocket. Not very ladylike, I'm afraid, but we were curious.
Yeah, but there was nothing here. I came into this town and there was nothing.
Please.
You rest now, Mr. Cartwright. Rest, please. He will live.
What did you find out about him?
Only his name. He's young and he's strong. But he carries a gun.
A lot of men carry guns. They're not all willing to use them.
I think this boy will.
And if he won't?
We've got to try. We've waited so long for someone.
Received from Little Joe Cartwright. Little Joe?
Yeah, I know what you mean. That's what I get for being the youngest member of the family.
200 head of cattle, $10 a head, $2,000. That's a lot of money.
It was a lot of money. I don't have it anymore. But I'll get it back. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't mean that. I just had to know.
Know what?
About you. The man that just left the room.
That's my father.
About this whole town.
Martinville.
Martinville. Yesterday it wasn't Martinville. Yesterday it...
You had a head wound, and you'd been in the sun a long time without water. The sun does funny things to a man.
It does strange things, but yesterday this town was nothing. A ghost
You
town. It was
rest now.
deserted.
We'll talk again later.
I don't want to rest now, Miss...
Corman, Louise Corman. And you will rest. Doctor's orders.
Well, I don't take orders from the doctor. However, if his nurse would ask me very nicely...
She already has. And she's very strict.
She's also very pretty. All right, I'll rest. I'll rest.
How is he?
Curious, asking questions.
And you told him?
Exactly what you wanted me to tell him, nothing.
I was just getting ready to close, Mrs. O'Brien.
It's not important. I can come back. Not bad. It would make a lovely dress, don't you think? Well, not for mourning, of course. Not for a widow. But for a fiesta, yes. You are planning a fiesta, a celebration, now that your savior has arrived, your Messiah. Or is he your fatted calf?
Well, I'm gonna take another chance. Raise you 10,000.
I'll just call you.
High stakes today.
Yeah, it would be if toothpicks were money.
It was more fun this way. It makes us all feel important.
Well, now, feel important somewhere else. It's lunchtime.
Oh, come on, Louise. Really, I can't eat any more today.
Now, if the good women of Martinville can take the time to cook...
Yeah, I know, Louise. I know. Then I can take the time to eat it. Are you folks always this way to strangers?
Well, whenever we can help someone.
I know, but everybody in this town stopping by to say hello, bringing me gifts.
Anything wrong with that?
No, there's nothing wrong with it. It just means you've got a real swell town here. You gotta be very proud of it. Hey, wait a minute, where are you going? The fella's left me $20,000 in the hole.
Well, here.
This makes us all about even. We'll start again after lunch.
Okay, got a deal. I think the patient can sit up for a little while longer.
All right. Chicken soup, Mrs. Allison. Potato soup, Mrs. O'Leary. Beef broth, Mrs. Turner. Irish stew and beef stew. Where do you want to start?
That's a good question. Eloise, who's that?
We were talking about chicken soup.
What's going on here in Martinville?
A minute ago, you thought it was the most wonderful town in the world.
That's not the point. The day I came here,
You were ill. We've gone all over that.
yeah, we haven't come up with any answers. You, your father, the people of this town. Where was everyone that day?
We were at a funeral. We were burying our sheriff.
A boy, not 25 years old.
We need him, Mrs. O'Brien. You should know better than anybody else how much we need him.
You expect me to cry for you?
No, we expect you not to get in the way. All of us. We may not get another chance.
But you had a chance once. What did you do with it?
Well, this time it may be different. We hope you won't get in the way.
Nobody's seen him. He certainly would have stopped here. He always did when he came this way.
What do we do now? Backtrack some more and keep backtracking till we find him.
Hi, how are you?
All right.
Yeah, stop worrying. I feel fine.
Mr. Cartwright. Mr. Cartwright, Miss O'Brien, our late sheriff's wife.
Very pleased to meet you, Mrs. O'Brien.
Don't be pleased to meet me. Don't be pleased at anything that happens in this place. Mr. Cartwright, leave this town while you still can. Tell him, Miss Corman. Or don't you know what these people are planning? They're going to kill you, just as surely as they killed my husband.
You leave him alone. Stop saying such ridiculous things.
Wait a minute, Louise. What's she talking about?
It's nothing. Ever since her husband died, she's been imagining all sorts of things.
You poor fool. You poor misguided fool.
Black and white Pinto, huh?
That's right.
He was here, just like you described.
And?
He rode out of here yesterday morning. Said he was headed for the cantina up by Dry Bluffs.
Well, he never got there.
Well, it's not my fault.
Somewhere between here and Dry Bluffs.
All healed?
I'll be fine, thanks to you. Now, I guess I better be going.
Why so soon?
Something I have to do.
Find that money you lost?
It was trusted to me, and I let it be taken away. I've got to try to find him. I don't know how, but I'm going to have to try. Goodbye.
Please don't leave me, little Joe. Please don't leave me.
I'll be back. Mr. Corman, Mr. Masterson, I'm leaving now. I I just wish there was some way I could repay you for all you've done for me.
There is. Put that on.
You're not serious.
Oh, we're convinced that you could handle the job.
Well, that's very flattering, but...
And we're convinced that you will.
Well, I'm not a lawman, Mr. Corman.
No, but you're a man, aren't you? Well, a man pays back his debts.
Now, wait a minute.
Now, you said you owe us something. All right, we're telling you how you can pay us back.
You're telling me or you're asking me?
Whichever way you prefer. We're offering you a job. It's as simple as that.
Is it? Is it that simple? Then why don't you start by telling me what happened to your last sheriff? Why have I been warned to get out of this town?
We thought you liked the people of Martinville. We thought you might want to help us.
Help with what? Now, why doesn't somebody tell me what's going on in this town?
All right, I'll tell you.
And I'm sorry. Will you lend me a horse? Mr. Masterson? Will you sell me a horse? Thanks. Need a horse. Anybody here got a horse they want to sell?
You'll get no horse from anyone in this town, Cartwright. Stop him, Louise.
I've tried to,
Well,
Papa.
then try again.
How?
You're a woman. He likes you.
But he's also a human being.
One human being, one soul. And we're 216 now. Which is more important?
Little Joe! Little Joe, wait! Little Joe?
Oh, I got a lot of friends out there. What'd they do, hide all the livestock? All right, I walked into this town. I was in a lot worse shape. I can walk out.
We're all prisoners in this town, Little Joe. Can't you see that?
What do you mean? Who's prisoners?
His name is Felix Matthews. He drove off our livestock and he killed our sheriff. He's the leader of a band of outlaws who operate out of this town. They disappear for weeks at a time, but they always come back, and then the terror begins all over again.
But why don't they stop them?
We can't stop them. Once we might have, but it was profitable not to. They spent money here, and they let us alone. But then slowly, they became stronger and stronger, and we became weaker. And suddenly Martinville was their town.
Why didn't you tell me all this before?
Oh, I know I should have. But I wasn't sure I wanted you to get involved in our problems.
What changed your mind?
They're coming back tonight. They'll have their pockets full of money and the smell of blood in their nostrils. And do you think whiskey and food is all they want? Felix Matthews likes me. I managed to keep him away so far. But a girl gets tired, Little Joe. It's a long losing battle.
You mean that your father and the rest of this town is going to let something like that happen?
They want to stop them, Little Joe, but they're afraid. They need help. And you're the only one who can help them. What should we do, Little Joe?
Fight him! Has it ever occurred to you to fight him?
It occurred to us.
We're just not fighters, that's all.
Most men are until they have to be, till their families are threatened to their countries.
Look, all we did was ask you to help us.
You didn't ask me to do anything. You tried to trick me into taking a job I didn't know anything about.
We're asking you now, honestly and openly.
Look, no one man can do this for you. It takes the whole town, every single one of you.
We have the manpower and we have the guns. What we need is a leader.
Someone who's willing to risk his life for us.
Let's go outside. We got work to do. Get it up in there real close.
It's not going to be nearly high enough, Cartwright. A good horse could easily jump that.
Well, that's the idea. We want him to jump it. So on the inside, we're going to fire up that coal oil and they'll be trapped. Hey, Pete, Gene, get that coal oil and start soaking this barricade good. You got the rifles for the roofs and the shotguns for the barricade?
I'll have them.
All right, I'll go down the other end of the street and check the other barricade.
All right.
What did you tell him? How poor you all are? How unfortunate? Or how helpless?
Do you think he would have believed the truth?
No.
Thank you for that anyway.
Then you promised him something. What, Miss Corman? Sweet nights and soft guitars for the rest of his short life? Long nights under the moonlight? The sweet smell of sage? Or was it something more down to earth? Something else that he won't receive?
Get out of here.
I thought so. You got him to fall in love with you. That's it, isn't it?
Please leave, Katie.
Why? So you can throw that boy's life away? What he doesn't know won't hurt him?
He doesn't have to die.
Doesn't he? One man against all of them.
Please, Katie, don't you see? He's all we have. He's our only chance to get out of this town. To get off these streets after so many years.
And for that, he dies. Yes, he dies. Oh, sure, they're building barricades, acting like brave men now. But you know, when the showdown comes, that boy will have no more help than my husband had when he thought he could fight back. Because even if the help were theirs to give, the people of this town just don't have it in them. They never did. They're getting exactly what they deserve.
All we can do now is wait. Want some high?
Are you sorry?
Sorry about what?
We got you involved in all of this.
No, I'd be a lot worse off if I hadn't wandered into Martinville. Be lying out on the desert somewhere dead.
Are you doing this for me?
I'm doing it, that's all that's important.
No, it isn't. You have to be doing it for the whole town. All of them.
Okay, if that's the way you want it.
No, it has to be that way. If not, it's all waste.
They're coming. We can hear their horses.
All right, that's far enough, Matthews.
Well, well, well. What have we here?
You know what it is, and you know what it's for.
Masterson. Corman. Get up there where I can see you.
Get up here.
Are you playing games again?
Well, you see, Mr. Matthews...
Don't mister him, Corman. This isn't a game, Matthews. You're through in this town. Get that straight right now.
All right, Masterson, get this pile of junk out of the middle of the street right now. We're coming through.
This pile of junk stays.
You're gonna let this boy dig his own grave, Masterson, with his mouth.
It's my grave. Maybe.
There's no maybe about it. Now I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Me and the boys are going to rest up for a spell, and then we'll come down. Maybe it'll be in an hour. Maybe we'll wait till sunup. Maybe not even then. Just maybe. Oh, but we'll be back. And if this barricade is still up when we get here, do you know what we're going to do then? Well, let me tell you, gentlemen. Have you ever seen a town wiped out? Taken apart, piece by piece. Well, you've got an experience in store for you, gentlemen. Think about that. Oh, and, Masterson, if you make us fight, don't waste all your ammunition on me and the boys. Save some for the women folk and the kids.
I tried to warn you.
It'll work out fine.
If you leave now, while you have the chance.
You know, you sound like you're trying to protect Felix Matthews. I thought you said he was the man that shot your husband.
He pointed the gun. He pulled the trigger, yes. But that's all. You want to know what killed my husband? Cowardice. It was the cowardice of a whole town. Fight them, my husband said. And they were all for it. Build a barricade, he said. And they ran out into the street with their chairs and their mattresses. Or did you think this idea of yours was 100% original?
This time it'll work.
Will it? It's been tried before, my friend. And do you know what happened?
They've learned their lesson, little Joe. They'll know better this time.
Have they? Look at them. They're beginning to fall apart already. And in a few hours, the barricades will come down again. And when that happens, Felix Matthews will ride in after you. And not one man in this town will lift a finger to stop him.
It's his.
It's like one man on horseback and one on foot.
Yeah, going right out in the desert.
That's right.
Easy.
Easy, mister, easy. Now, take it easy.
Come to your senses. Can't you see it won't work?
Go on, take him inside.
He's right. It's no use. We can't win.
What do you mean he's right? You're winning. Can't you see that? You called his bluff. Matthews can't fight his way into this town.
Not now, he can't. But in a few days, a few weeks... How long can we go on living like this?
In other words, you want to quit.
No, it's not a question of quitting. It's a question of common sense. We gambled. We lost.
And you're always going to lose, Masterson. You and men like you. Because you're willing to trade your basic rights for a few stinking pennies. Then when you find out you made a bad deal, you scream you're being victimized.
Don't judge us, boy.
Why shouldn't I judge you?
Because... Well, because you don't know us. We thought we could be strong, but...
No, Corman, you thought I could be strong for you. Well, I can't, not by myself.
So we lose. Again, we lose.
And you're gonna take it just like that.
I tried to warn you, but you wouldn't listen. I tried to tell you what kind of men they are.
It's no good. It just didn't work out.
I'm sorry, little Joe.
I lost him. Last night they were so ready to fight, now I lost him. Wait! I told you to wait! You want this barricade down? All right. I helped build it. I'll show you how to tear it down. First thing that goes is your courage. That just gets in the way. Next thing that goes is your manhood. Another thing you don't need. Concern for the safety of your women and children. It's too late for that now. All right, and here's the last thing. This is the last thing, but that's got to go too, doesn't it, gentlemen? This is your self-respect. All right, there it is. There's what's left of you. Nothing. Now Matthews can ride into this town just like he was going to a Sunday meeting. But a breach goes both ways, gentlemen. If a man can ride into it, another one can walk out, and that's just what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take this gun, and I'm gonna walk through that barricade, and I'm gonna walk down that street up to that mesa, and I'm gonna kill as many of Matthews' men as I can before they kill me. Now, is there anybody in this town man enough to join me?
But it's just plain suicide.
Maybe not. It's an old cavalry trick, Masterson. When everything seems hopeless, charge. Look, we can do it if you'll just get behind me.
Well, they'll put all of us down before we get halfway up that hill.
Oh, no, they won't, because it's the last thing they'll expect from you. Look, we can do it. Now, who's with me?
I'm with you. I'll go with you if you'll lead us.
You know I'll lead you.
Can't you see he's right? Can't you see we've got to do it? We must do it. Are you willing to go?
Yes.
How about the rest of you? The whole go! I'll go talk to the rest of the men at the other barricade.
Oh, little Joe, please be careful.
I don't want you to worry. It's gonna happen. I got too much going for me.
Little Joe, there's something you don't know about us.
Cartwright, we're ready.
When I come back, I want to see you standing right here. Right here. All right, let's get to those rocks as quick as we can and spread out. Let's go.
money's all there. It's in the saddlebag.
Thanks, Ma. But that's not Matthews. That's the man that stole my horse.
It took a lot of doing, son. Tracking him down by yourself on foot.
But, Pa, I wasn't by myself. I had the whole town behind me.
What town?
Where is everybody?
Well, Joe, there's no one here except us.
But I had the whole town behind me, Pa, really behind me. The whole town of Martinville.
Look, little Joe. Son, I don't know what you're trying to say or why. But Martinville's been a ghost town for a good number of years.
A ghost.
Yeah?
Louise. I don't understand. I know there were people in this town. I talked to them. I worked with them.
Joseph, there was also a hot sun and a head wound. The sun does funny things to a person.
That's what she said to me.
Who?
Girl I met here, Louise.
Son, Martinville has been a dead town for such a long time. There's even a legend connected with it. Something about a sheriff or something.
O'Brien?
Well, I don't know what his name was, but the story goes that Martinville turned its back on him and let him get killed. The sheriff's wife, well, she just put a curse on the whole town. Doomed all the people of Martinville to walk the streets of the town for all eternity. Until some fella came along who was foolish enough or maybe brave enough to risk his life for them.
Sounds sort of weird.
Yeah, well, all legends sound weird or a little funny, depending on how you look at them.
I know there were people in this town, Pa.
Joe. Let's get on home. We'll talk about it.
Pa, wait a minute. That wagon, it wasn't here when I first came into town.
Must have been.
It wasn't, Pa. It was part of a barricade. I know. I built it. I turned that wagon over myself.
Joe, come on home. There's nothing here. Son, when a man knows something, deep down in his heart, when he really knows, he doesn't have to argue about it, doesn't have to prove it. Just knowing, that's enough.
Chào cả mọi người. Và hôm nay bên em về một chiếc Kia Morning xe sản xuất 2020. Và chiếc xe thì động cơ 1.25 số tự động. Xe phiên bản màu xanh. Và hơi tiếc một chút là con xe này nó lại bơi lội một chút qua mùa lũ, vì vậy là có một mức giá rất là ưu đãi. Tuy nhiên là trước khi báo giá thì em